What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is Tuesday. It is our edition here. It is 10:30 of our YouTube free plays today. Let's just get straight into some recapping, and we'll get into kind of what today is for me. All right, so we had our show yesterday, Pass the Prop, and I also had a couple free plays drop for you guys here and then over on Twitter. Overall, I got juiced out a little bit. I think like 0.4 units. Goes down the drain. Red Sox, honestly, as much shit as I was talking about Manning yesterday, you tip your cap. That was absolutely phenomenal start. The home run came from Martinez, the guy I was bashing that wasn't going to hit it. So that's on me. I really can't believe what happened yesterday with this Red Sox lineup. Did read that they did get into Detroit late last night at like 4 a.m. I should have done more research on that. That's probably obviously not something you want to be backing, especially first game of a series. That's my fault. I did read that. I don't know if I heard it on the stream when I was watching it or what, but I did hear that they got in late there after that set with the Yankees. So just a bad read on my part. Taijuan Walker comes through 30 pitches, 4 Ks. And he gets pulled because the Mets are just smashing these dudes into a pulp. Obviously, Phillies came back and won, which was crazy, but they were up 4-0 when Walker exited. He looked great. Obviously, happy he got pulled after that, but we get a nice cash there. And then Bogarts, obviously the Red Sox whole thing kind of imploded, so obviously did not get there. So 1 and 2 here. I did give out Ozuna over 1.5 total bases over on Twitter, so make sure you guys do follow me over there. And today's very special. I just hit 12K over on Twitter. So I'm going to give out 3 free plays, 3 plus money spots. Okay. Going to be a little different today. But yes, that's where we're going to go. We're going to be doing a little bit different today, a little bit more fun. To start the MLB season, we're still 6-3 overall. Very happy where we're at. And again, before we get started, hit that like button, smash it. We've been doing so much better with that, guys, and I really, really appreciate it. We have about 1 month away from my first big giveaway here on YouTube. It'll be my month or my year YouTube anniversary, I believe, in about a month here. So very excited for that one, too. We'll do a little giveaway there. Without further ado, let's get into these 3 free plays. Obviously, 3 of them is going to take me a little bit longer, and I don't want to keep you here for 25 minutes. So let's get right on into it. First free play, I'm going to go to Alex Bregman. He is facing Madison Bumgarner tonight, and Alex Bregman has been absolutely fantastic this season. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. He's been unbelievable here for the Houston Astros. Really, their whole offense has been doing pretty well. You can look at Bregman right now looking like his MVP self. He has multiple hits and RBIs, or multiple hits and an RBI in 3 of the 4 games this season. Facing off against Madison Bumgarner tonight in Arizona, Alex Bregman absolutely rakes lefties. But last year alone, he batted 300. And last year, if you want to go into more specific, on the road against lefties, he batted 423 on the season. That is an unbelievable mark. The head-to-head with him and Bumgarner isn't anything crazy like Altuve's is tonight. That was the other spot we were looking at. Altuve's 9 for 26 career against Madison Bumgarner, but I think all the righties are going to succeed here. Madison Bumgarner does do fantastic against lefties. His splits are pretty drastic. 193 average allowed to lefties, but a 256 and a 454 slugging allowed to the right-handed bats, and that is from last season's numbers. So I do expect Bregman to get his opportunities here. I would lean this way over Altuve just because of how they've been playing lately. And I'd like the Astros to take this game. Obviously, it's a must-take game here when you're getting your interleague games in right away, like they're playing Arizona. And you got to get these games. Like, you have to win these ones. These are I don't want to say freebies, but they got to be freebies when your entire division is going to end up playing these guys. These are the games you got to get. Obviously, Bregman's the leader of this team, Altuve with Correa leaving. So, yeah, I'm going to be rolling with Bregman over 1.5 total bases tonight at plus 105. Number 2 play of the day, and I'm just going to keep going in order of how much bigger the odds are here. I'm going to go to Dakota Hudson under 3.5 strikeouts. Okay, very, very tough strikeout matchup here with the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City just came off of a series with Cleveland. Only allowed 4 strikeouts to Bieber, 3 to Savale. Plesac only had 2. I mean, there's really this is just a tough strikeout team, right? They make you work. They work deep in counts. Hudson is a sinker ball guy. Last year, he had over 50% of his pitches being sinkers, or 48%, my bad. So this is where kind of being a pitching coach and knowing what the sinker is meant to do helps me out a lot here. So when you're throwing a sinker, right, you're seeing a lot of teams abandon the 2-seam fastball / sinker because it induces balls in play. That's the whole point. The sinker wants you to get ground balls. Obviously, the Cardinals can do that because they have a fantastic defense behind them, right? You have Gold Glovers everywhere. Goldschmidt, Arenado, Molina. Like this defense is fantastic. So in this case, it's very, very nice to have a sinker ball guy just to let your defense work. But when you're looking for strikeouts, you don't want to throw that, right? You want to throw the ball by guys, 4-seam fastball, hard sliders. That's what you're looking at, like the Astros when they were at the top of their game, when those pitchers were unbelievable. Garrett Cole, when he was with the Pirates, did not throw this hard. Garrett Cole with the Pirates was a sinker ball guy, right? He was a guy who gets ground balls, good off speed. You see him now, he does not throw a 2-seam anymore. He just throws gas. He throws 4-seam by a guy trying to induce the high fastball with the heavy slider, heavy curveball, and get swings and misses. That's what the new MLB is about, right? That's why you see guys like Rodon, right? I'm not saying that he is better or anything, but I think he's a better strikeout guy. That's because he's going for the strikeout. Hard slider, 4-seam fastball. That's how you induce strikeouts, right? And right here with Hudson, he's predominantly a sinker ball guy, decent slider, okay curveball. Didn't get a ton of action here either last season. And I also think that him missing his start on the rotation, obviously one of their games got canceled. I believe he was supposed to start yesterday. That pushes it back. What they probably will do, since their games are going to be condensed, where he's going to still have to throw on the 5th day, I wouldn't be surprised if they just use this as like a mini, like a heavy bullpen session, like using this as more of like a 3-inning guy here, get your 3 innings and be ready for your next side in the rotation, and using this as like your heavy pen day. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Obviously, great matchup for the Royals here. They find a way to put the ball in play with Merrifield. The only guy I'm really worried about is Mondesi, right? Sal Perez finally got his swing back yesterday. Benintendi looks great. I just really like this team. A lot of young talent. Bobby Witt. Fun team to watch. Very explosive. And I think that we're going to see them take care of business here today against the Cardinals or against Mr. Hudson. I don't really care who wins. I just want them to keep putting the ball in play and putting pressure on the Cardinals here. Pretty big game here, right? They're in the same state coming down there. They're very close in geography or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But we're going with the plus money play. Under 3.5 strikeouts, plus 125. And we're going to my biggest spot of the day for plus money. Jesse Winker, Seattle Mariners, over 1.5 total bases. This is a plus 140 spot tonight, okay? I don't think we're ever going to see this line again. I don't think we're ever going to see Winker this high. I mean, if you look at his numbers last year, this dude raked every time, right? He destroyed baseballs with the Reds. Obviously, a much better hitting environment there in Cincinnati. But getting into just a little bit of the numbers, Jesse Winker last year was absolutely elite against right-handed pitching. We go into a little bit more of the numbers here. He batted 346 versus righties last year. And if you want to even go into it more, he batted 358 against righties on the road last year. One other thing is when you look at even deeper, him against righties, he had a 178 WRC plus. That is extremely, extremely elite. Also, when you're looking at his a little bit more in-depth numbers here, 374 batting average on balls in play against righties. That means he's hitting the ball very hard. That means he's finding holes. That means he's probably hitting gaps. And we're getting a very, very cheap price point here because he has had a few rough games, right? I think he had 2 hits in the first game versus the Twins, and then now I think he had 3 straight games of hitless. So I think we're getting a great spot. He's facing off against Vince Velasquez. Vince Velasquez is the exact same way. This is the normal way of pitching, right? Very good against right-handed batters. He's got a great slider. I'm not sure what his velo is at this time around. I know he used to be upper 90s. I think last year is more around that 94, 5-ish. But against lefties, he gives up a 297 batting average against. He's usually at 221 versus righties. So when we're seeing him against lefties, he's getting kind of hit around, right? I believe this will be his first start here for the White Sox. If you go, this is technically his first start there, so we'll say it's an away game for him, right? I like to attack teams the first time that the guy starts for you. I like to go against that because obviously you have a lot more pressure on you that you want to perform. Winker is also just a very, very good hitter. I don't expect him to stay down for very long. Minnesota has a weird type of pitching staff there where they're not really high velo guys, but they have a ton of movement on their balls. And that's obviously very frustrating. When you go against Velasquez, I'm pretty sure he's using the sinker still, 2-seam guy, good slider. But if you can't locate that 2-seam fastball, and you have to use that slider is going to come right into the bat path of the lefty. I expect to see Winker standing on second base for one of his swings today. And I expect the Mariners to take care of business here. I really like the Mariners today. I like fading Vince Velasquez. A lot of home runs given up by Vince Velasquez versus lefties in his career. And last year alone, seven home runs allowed in 34 innings versus left-handed bats. And I expect the same thing here today. Not sure if it's going to be Winker. I hope it is, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the ball leave the yard against Vince today. Strikeout guy, but he does give up a lot of hard contact. So, 12 minutes, doing pretty well here. Let's do a quick recap, and we'll get you guys out of here. Alex Bregman, total bases over 1.5 at plus 105. Dakota Hudson under 3.5, plus 125. And Jesse Winker over 1.5 total bases, plus 140. 3 units wagered, hoping to bring home, what is that? 2.3, 3.7. Hoping to end up with 6.7 units coming back at me. And I'm very, very excited for tonight's slate. Please, guys, if you can, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Just hit 1,100. We're rolling. I'm very happy to see all you guys joining the gang here and wanting to cash with me. And we got 3 plays out tonight, 3+ money spots. Let me know if you're tailing. Best of luck on all your bets, and you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday.